Hello, everybody. Welcome. I'm just gonna get the fire going here. It's been going for a few hours. I've got some great coals, great embers, and got some Christmas lights in the background there. Hope you like those. The one right there, made out of a magnum-sized wine bottle, and my father, very crafty, made that. Managed to get the lights inside the bottle, kind of like putting a ship in a bottle, I suppose. So thanks for that, Dad. Fantastic. So we'll get the fire pumped up and get it going, and see if we can make it a little cozier in here. Pour yourself a drink, and enjoy the scenery. Oh, and I don't know if you can hear me. We'll turn up the volume. Hopefully you can hear some of the fire. We'll get the fire going up pretty big here. Okay. All right. That's going pretty good there now. That's a little better, right? Not so bad. Hopefully the volume is okay. We shall see. Okay, that seems to be okay. Hello. Hi, the lovely Sherry. Hi, how are you? Scuba Pete. Hi. Hi. Can you hear me okay? Oh, you can hear and see me. Okay. Thanks for joining me. I just had to get the fire stoked up a little bit. I had it going about for 4 hours now, and so there's a good base of coals and embers. It just needed to be stoked up, and I put some Christmas decorations over there. You can see the Christmas lights. Yeah, just to make it a little more festive. But yeah, nice to see you, Scuba Pete. The lovely Sherry says hi. Scuba Pete says nice fire. Thank you very much, man. Yeah, I just got all the wood. I brought it from up the hill there. When you get firewood, if you can get it from above where your fire is, makes it a lot easier. I was literally throwing the hunks of wood and rolling them downhill pretty much to the campfire. So I highly recommend that. You got to be selective, of course. You don't want to deplete the resources up there. Mega Cropper, hello, hi. Mega Cropper's in the chat. So the lovely Sherry said, I can hear and see you. And just general hellos, Scuba Pete, hello, Canadian Spider-Man, Sherry. Mega Cropper says, hey, Spidey, Sherry, and Pete. The lovely Sherry says, did you finish making the jerky? I did. Yep, I did. I've got a picture too that I'll upload and put it as part of that video, but of all the jerky hanging just above the wood stove, and it dried out. It took about 10 days. I salted it before and after, and yeah, it's really good. It should last for months, and surprising, like a roast, about that size. I was, I'm afraid to say that was about $26 Canadian. And I cut it all up. And once it dried out and I put it in a Tupperware container, I mean, the Tupperware container was about that big and about that deep. It was down to about a quarter of the size. But I guess that shows you how much water is in there. Thank you for the thumbs up. The Comic Relief Crusader. Hello. Welcome to the chat. And he says, yo, bro. I'm assuming it's a he because, yeah, he's a he. The lovely Sherry. Yeah, I did finish the jerky. And right now, I took some apples and some lemons and some oranges, and I sliced them up really thinly with this wonderful fillet knife here. Oh, yeah, that bad boy right there. That is a very lovely knife. I bought that a little while ago. It's called the Ugly Stick. And yeah, it's a fillet knife. Well, it's for fishing. But yeah, that filleted up the fruit, sliced it up really, really thin. And then I just put a string through all the apple slices and lemon slices and orange slices. And I've got them drying up above the fire now. So I think I'm going to do something cool and unique with those. So yeah, I'm glad you can hear me and you can see me. That's great. Thanks for being here, everybody. Right now it's about zero, right around the freezing point, 0 degrees Celsius. So we did have some flurries earlier, and if you look carefully, you might see some flurries come down. There are a few flurries coming by. It's not too cold. I've made myself a log bench. I've constructed a log sort of platform. Really, I could almost sleep on it, up off the ground, and then I've put some matting and some blankets down. So I'm up off the ground. I'm really comfy. The fire's got a good base of embers. I started it earlier than than Fireside chat number 2. So I've got a good amount of heat coming off there. There's lots of embers there. So thanks for joining me, everybody. So I'm just going to pour myself a drink and see what's happening in the chat. Now, this is my Christmas mug. Of course, it is almost Christmas. I'm getting excited. I hope you are. I've got all my presents wrapped just about. I still have to think of something for my mom and dad. Well, I've got an idea. They're on the other side of the country, so I have a few ideas. But yeah, nice Christmas cup, hey? And then if you look inside, I don't know if you can see inside the rim. Oh yeah, there's Frosty the Snowman, I think, right inside the rim. So I think the idea is when kids, right, okay, so when kids are drinking, right, you're drinking, see, you drink, and then you see Frosty. So that's pretty cool. Nice Santa cup, eh? Hey, Raquel, SSG, hi, glad to have you here. Thank you. Thanks for joining. We just started. We just had the fire going. I just stoked it up. And we're about to have some rum. No, rum was last night. Whiskey. We're about to have some whiskey. Now, this isn't the best. It isn't the worst. It's a mid-range. JP Weiser. It is not promotional. I wish they gave me some product for product placement, but that is not the case. And we're just going to have a little bit of that. We're not going to go crazy tonight. We'll put that right back there in the snow. It's sort of shielded by the rocks. So it's fairly well protected from the heat. And we've got some Christmas lights over there in the background. I hope you're enjoying those. And yeah, we're just gonna have a little bit of whiskey. So cheers, everybody. Happy New Year. I hope you're enjoying the holidays so far. Oh, thanks, Frosty. So yeah, I'm hoping to I'll do another fireside chat maybe in a week. Just before Christmas, and we'll get some more Christmas lights up maybe, and have a snowman in the background, have some real Christmas cheer. But am I minus 21 in Carstairs, Alberta? The Comic Relief Crusader says. I did not know you were that close, but cheers. Carstairs. I've heard it before, but I don't know that I've ever been there. I've been through Alberta quite a few times. I have family living there, and I know. We've got Rod Thunderheart. Rod Thunderheart, if you're out there, he's in Edmonton, and there's quite a few in our community that are from Alberta. Of course, Raquel Briggs, partner and first mate to Clobbering Times. He's Raquel Briggs. She is also in the Edmonton area. So, yeah. Cheers to Carstairs. Minus 21. Damn, man. That's not good. You know what? I take that back. If it was minus 21 here, out where I am, we could have our local outdoor rink going. But it's been, minus 4, minus 5, 0 in the daytime. Shit, it was plus 10 just 2 days ago, only for a short time. But so the outdoor rink is a no-go so far. I really like playing hockey. We just we just put a post on the community page, and just we show up and we split up. We throw our hockey sticks in a big pile. And sorry, I'm blocking the fire there. I'm a terrible host. And yeah, everyone shows up at a certain time. We on any given night, anytime we decide to play, and everyone throws their sticks in a pile. Someone goes out and separates them into 2 teams. Everyone goes and finds their stick, and there's our teams, and we just play. And of course, there's it's that we don't really keep score too much, and there's very little equipment. Helmets are, if you want a helmet, go for it. Gloves, of course, because you don't want your knuckles scraped. Cups, some of the guys wear a cup. But we keep it fairly tame. We don't really go too violent on each other. We're all friends to a point. We don't go violent on each other. So and it's just good fun, and it's good exercise. And usually we only have enough people show up that we really don't have any spare players, or if we do, we might have a couple of subs. So what that means is you're out playing and skating full time, hardcore, for the entire, whatever it is, 2-3 hours. Now, we do take beer breaks. I mean, shit, we keep our beer on the sideboards. That's why there's not a lot of checking, because if you check too hard into the boards, you knock off people's beer, and they get pissed off at that. So there's only certain parts of the boards you can check people into where there's no beer. But yeah, hockey is great exercise, and that's the only downside. I'm happy that it's not minus 20 out right now, because I can do this stream and I don't have to have 20 layers of clothes on. But if it was minus 21, we'd be playing hockey right now. Wow. Okay, so minus 21. That is cold, Comic Relief Crusader. But thank you for joining me. I'm just gonna poke the fire. North of Calgary. Okay, I got you. north of Calgary, the Comic Relief Crusader says. So I've been to Calgary many times. I've driven Calgary to Edmonton more than once. So yeah, fantastic. I've definitely been through your area. Cheers to Alberta. And I'll tell you what, some ash on the keyboard there. I'll tell you what, Comic Relief. I'm just gonna call you the Crusader, if you don't mind, Crusader. I'll just call you the Crusader. But oh, Scuba Pete, shit, why the hell are you not a wrench? Because I've known you for quite a while, bud. There you go. No obligation with any of the wrenches. No obligation just whatsoever, just in case there's any friggin' bots. Raquel Briggs is here! Raquel, you must have heard me say your name. We were just talking about people from Alberta, and I mentioned, of course, Rod Thunderheart, and you were the second person I brought up. So, hey, Raquel, nice to meet you. Very glad to meet you. Glad to see you. Shoot. I'd love to meet you in person, and before too long, I'm sure we can make that happen. Hopefully on our way down to see Clobby. But great to see you, Raquel Briggs. I'm just going to stoke up the fire a little bit. Pour yourself a glass of festive drink, and just give me a second. I'll be right back. Ooh. And you know what? Can someone tell me if this is the stream URL or if this is the YouTube? If anyone wants to jump in, I have no idea how to manage a live stream with more than just myself, but you're welcome to jump on, and I'll see if I can get you on here. But yeah, Scuba Pete, cheers. You are most welcome for the wrench, sir. I'm just pouring myself little bits of whiskey. Straight whiskey, you don't want to overdo it. Especially around a campfire when you have knives. So, yeah, 1 second, I'm just going to tend to the fire. See, now, this is a birch bark, birch log with a lot of birch bark on it. The wood is pretty wet inside. I mean, you'd never burn that inside. Wet birch is carcinogenic. If you breathe in, from my research online anyway, I'm not an expert, but if you burn wet birch inside, it can be carcinogenic to breathe in, so don't do that. But we can burn it outside, and it should give us quite a bit of light and some good flames. Where do we want to put this? Right here. Everybody. Okay, she's going now. So I just decided to. Hi, Tiger Stripes. Hi, welcome. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining, Tiger Stripes. I hope you're having a great evening. Yes, please smash the thumbs up and subscribe if you have not already, please. Not like I'm ever gonna make a money out of this or do it for anything other than just pure entertainment and socializing with wonderful people. I've met so many fantastic people through doing this. Yeah, so I do appreciate it. It certainly encourages you when you do see the likes and the people are enjoying your content. It really helps. So thank you very much for that. And yeah, so I brought over this little Christmas decoration here. I'll show you that. That's just a very quaint little Christmassy house. Oh, well, a diner, I guess. House come diner. See, very nice Christmas decoration. The lights all change color. You can't really tell here with the amount of white light that's on it. But yeah, nice little Christmas house. And the actual windows have sort of candlelight glowing back through them. So yeah, I thought I'd bring out a nice Christmas decoration. I'm pretty sure my mother sent that to me for Christmas a few years ago. So thanks, Mom, for that. Back in New Brunswick, I'm assuming their Christmas is gonna be white, but sometimes it's not. You know, these days the weather is changing. And then my father made, not trying to. There we go. Not trying to show off my Christmas decorations, but I kind of am because my dad made this. All right, there's a little. It's a wine bottle. The only size wine bottle that I buy is the Magnum size, and so Dad, yeah, good choice. Magnum size wine bottle. The fun part is you get to drink the wine, and then the second fun part is even more fun. Is you get to drill a hole in glass and feed these LED lights through, so they don't heat up, and it's completely contained inside. There's no electrical connections outside. It's all inside the bottle. It's perfectly sealed. And yeah, you have yourself a Christmas decoration ornament that you can pretty much take anywhere. And it's fairly robust as well. So thanks for that, Dad. Thank you very much for that, Dad. I'm going to put that right back on the snowbank there. Okay. Well, thank you very much for joining me. I just wanted to get out here by the fire, and whether or not anyone showed up, and I just wanted to get out outside now that it's near the freezing point. It's not too cold out. It's not raining, so yeah, it's good. And out of curiosity, what is everyone drinking tonight? Am I the only one having some festive cheer, or Scuba Pete, the comic relief crusader? I'm sure. Oh, that's pretty good. Not a, Wiser's is not bad. It's if I had someone else paying for it, I'd probably pick something else. But Wiser's isn't bad. Not a bad whiskey. Uh, okay, so let's as Captain Cockney Spock and others say, we're nothing without the chat. So Raquel SSG, good night. Good night to you. Okay, yeah, have a good night, Raquel. A lurker, hey? Who is lurking? Oh, Raquel Briggs. No. Well, she made herself aware now, or she made us aware of her now. So welcome. The Lighted Diner. So Tiger Stripes says the Lighted Diner is similar to the one in the famous painting, shape-wise. I may know what you're talking about. If it's a Christmas ornament like that, I've seen a lot of work based off the painting I think you're talking about. And the Comic Relief Crusader, who I'm going to endeavor to call just Crusader, because it's easier, says it's white here. Yeah, all right. So you're either, well, yeah, -21. Sometimes if it's that cold, it's actually too cold to snow. But yeah, at least you've got some snow for Christmas, so that's good. And Tiger Stripes says, "Oh, what a good dad." Yeah, he is a good dad. He's a hell of a man. You know, and you know, there's a, well, shit. A lot of the reason how I found a lot of you people was through Doomcock, and Doomcock, you know, is definitely a masculine man, a man's man, and he's toxic, but he's just the right amount of toxic. And my dad is, you know what, he's the most honorable. My dad is someone who I learned honor from, respect, dignity, um, and I don't think there's a single thing that I would ever consider toxic about him at all, other than he's a man, like a man's man. You know, he doesn't put product in his hair or anything like that. Um, but not that there's anything unmanly about that. I'm not gonna say anything. But anyway, point is, he's a wonderful man, and even he would probably be thrown under the toxic masculinity bus these days. But there's nothing overly toxic about him or myself or Doomcock, in my opinion. We're just men, and he really taught me the value of integrity and self-respect, and yeah, and not always taking the easy way out. So I'd like to raise a toast to dads everywhere. We'll do moms later, but for now it's dads. Yeah, he's very crafty, my father. He's retired now, but he had a job. It was very intellectual. He was managing like an incredible amount of responsibility. Like, I can't even tell you, like a state level or province level amount of responsibility. So it's big. But and so he was always very academic, always reading, always upgrading his skills in academically. However, the man could also build fantastic things, like on that snowbank over there, that the electric light set up in the glass bottle, and he's pretty handy for someone that uses his brain for his career. He's got some skills. You know, I've taught him a few things. He's a little more skilled in the academic side, and I'm a little more skilled with the hands. But yeah. Oh, okay. I get you. Right. So let's see. Oh, Raquel Briggs. Oh man, that's awesome. She's gonna go get Clubby and Mark. She says that's awesome. I purposely checked to see, to make sure that no one else that in our, you know, in our community that I knew of was streaming. So I didn't want to step on anyone's toes. Certainly would never purposely intentionally stream against Clubby if I could help it in any way. So yeah, let's get back to the chat, because without the chat, we are nothing, right? Right? Right. So Tiger Stripes in the chat says the comic Relief Crusader. Oh, I thought it might be something wrenchy. I know Zed about being a wrench. And I did put the link in the chat. And how can I tell if anyone's waiting to get in? No, that's not it. Okay, I can't. I know I did put the link. If anyone wants to jump in, they're more than welcome. I'm assuming there will be a notification that will come up here, and then I'll be able to respond to it and allow someone on. I'm not exactly sure how it works because I haven't had anyone on the stream besides just myself before. But I'm assuming there will be some sort of notification. Maybe. Not sure. Okay. So yes, the chat. Okay, so Scuba Pete in the chat says, very cool. My dad made us something similar with glass block. Ooh. So as opposed to a glass bottle, a glass block. Nice. Yep, I like working with glass. I do. And Raquel Briggs in the chat says, going to get Mark and Clobby. I'll be right back. Well, cheers for that, Raquel. Thank you. And Scuba Pete says, bourbon. Bourbon. Ooh, I do like bourbon. I do like bourbon whiskey. Raquel brings BC wine. Ooh. What BC wine would you be drinking? There's so many. Yeah, there's so many I can't even choose. But I live in the Okanagan, and the Okanagan has dozens of wineries locally right around us. So we have some fantastic wine. And the comic Crusader says he's dry tonight. Yeah, that was me last night. Fair enough. Tiger Stripe says, I just had a couple of gulps of eggnog. Ooh, rum and eggnog is my Christmas drink. And I was going to get that tonight, but I didn't have time to go to the store. And I thought, if I get into the rum and eggnog, I should not be streaming on rum and eggnog. Because with whiskey, I'll just take it slow. Rum and eggnog, shit will get silly way too fast. I don't know if I'd be able to host after a few rum and eggnogs, because I just can't help myself. I love the rum and eggnog. That is my drink of choice for this season. And Tiger Stripe says she has to get ready for the sack soon, so she's got nothing left to drink at the moment. Well, at least you did have some nice eggnog. Tiger Stripes in the chat says, yeah, it's the curved shape of the exterior of the diner. Okay. I do know the painting you're referring to. But the painting isn't cheerful like your ornament. Oh, yeah, I do know that painting. Is that the painting set in New York City? I'm wondering. I think it is. Mega Cropper says, cheers. Oh, and Comic Relief Crusader says, I meant white in NB, New Brunswick, on the East Coast, where my parents are. Shout out to New Brunswick. Yeah, it's definitely white there. I was wondering. Sometimes they get a green Christmas, so I'm glad. Skilled hands, yes, indeed. Tiger Stripes. Yeah, my dad definitely has skilled hands, and it definitely runs in the family. My brothers and I all have skilled hands. Good night, Raquel. Good night. Good night, Tiger Stripes. Lovely cherries. Lovely cherries. Mike and Michelle. So Lovely Cherries is Mike and Michelle. Friends of mine just down the road. These are my friends and neighbors. And hopefully, if we have an ice skating rink, Mike will come and play hockey. And, well, Michelle, you're welcome to as well. But, yeah, good to see you, Mike and Michelle. And there's no obligation with this, Lovely Cherries. But I'm just added you as a moderator. And if you do no obligation at all. The wrench is just there in case there's in case there's any bots that come by. And yeah, you're no obligation with that. But yeah, lovely cherries are my neighbors. Literally, I can almost see your house from there, bud. Mike, come on over if you want to come and stand by the fire and help with the chat. Come on over, Mike or Michelle. Mike and Michelle, you're both welcome. Come on over to the fire. I've got to get it stoked up here in a minute. Okay. The boys, so Raquel Briggs says, the boys are on Toxic Tuesday, but they're coming to sneak a hello. Oh, right. Yeah. I don't think I missed that alert. Crap. But yes, of course they're welcome. Absolutely. I'd love to have them join. So thank you, Raquel. Thank you very much for that. And Tim's Talk. Oh, hi, Tim. Tim's Talk is here in the chat. And yeah, I made, obviously, Tim, I've known you for quite a while, and gave you a wrench. No obligation with the wrench, buddy. It's just there in case the friggin' bots come. Okay. And the lovely Sherry, Tim's Talk says, no s'mores. Lovely Sherry says, I'm about to make s'mores, Tim's Talk. Ooh, s'mores. I'm not a big marshmallow fan. I love the graham cracker and the chocolate, but the marshmallow, not so much. Nice name, lovely cherries. The lovely Sherry says, yes, the lovely Sherry. The lovely cherries are indeed my personal real life friends and wonderful people. Nick Weiser. Oh, sometimes I hit Nick Weiser's show, Raquel Briggs. Yes, the Toxic Tuesdays is on Nick Weiser's show. And if you know Nick Weiser, I think I have his link here that I'll throw up in the chat. He's an awesome guy. He's a good friend of the community. And I think Nick Weiser, how do I not have your link? Shit. Well, anyone, if you've got Nick Weiser's link, well, for that matter, any links that, I mean, I know all of you have known each of you for a while now. Please feel free to throw any links in the chat. You are all moderators, so please throw the links up there. We should all be subbed to each other anyway. And I don't want to talk too much about this, but if we all support each other, I mean, there's a few hundred of us in this community right there. So please throw links up in the chat. If we all subscribe to each other, I firmly believe, a rising tide floats all boats. I personally do not have the inclination to ever do this for any money, but there are people that do get help from subscriptions. And of course, I appreciate the feedback. I appreciate it all. So thank you. And I think I'm just going to skip down. I hate to skip the chat too much, but I think, if I'm not mistaken, Clobberin Times has joined the chat. Hi, Clobberin Times. Thank you very much. Cheers, my friend. Scuba Pete. Yes, Raquel Briggs. Oh, I just heard your voice in my head as I read what you typed there. Does anyone know how using the YouTube studios? There's the link. I think that's the link to actually come and be part of the panel. So if anyone wants to come on, please go ahead and access that link. Tell me if that link's any good. I see your heart, Raquel Briggs. Thanks. I'm a big fan of yours. Yes, Comic Relief Crusader, please post your link. Everybody in the chat, any links that you have to your own channels or someone that you know that is a trusted friend, please put their links in the channel. I'm busy. I'm going to stoke up the fire, so I'm not going to put any links in the channel, but please put links in the channel. I think that's the link to join and come on the stream. I think that's it. If it's not, please let me know. And I'll invite you on. You can join in. If there's a notice that comes up, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if there's a notification that will come up. So if anyone has used the YouTube Studio before, oh, thank you, Scuba Pete. He put up Nick's channel. That's awesome. Thank you. So I'm just gonna stoke up the fire. I'll be right back. Oops. That'll be all right. I meant to do that. Ugh. There. Excuse me. Okay, here we go. We've got a really good base of embers there. It's throwing off quite a good bit of heat. All right, so back to the chat. Without the chat, we are nothing, as Captain Cockney Spock and Cardinal Sin both say. Yes, please. Thank you for throwing links in the chat, and please feel free to throw your own links in the chat. Clobbering Times, I'm so glad to have you join us. Now, is there any way? Is anyone familiar with YouTube Studio? Is there a way to have people join if they want to? Anyone, any of you out there, if you want to join in the stream, absolutely, I'd love to have you on. So please. Okay, so Tiger Stripes in the chat says, has anyone watched Get Back yet? I'm not familiar with Get Back. Is that a Netflix movie or no? I'm not familiar with Get Back. And then the lovely Cherry says, Mike is coming over for a few beers. Oh, great. He just lives around the corner, so he shouldn't take long. Then we can take turns stoking the fire. Awesome. I love having other people here. Thank you, Michelle. I'm glad you guys came on, Michelle. Thank you. And Scuba Pete says, we watched the Rankin Brothers Year Without Santa Claus last night. Oh, that's such a good cartoon. See, I don't watch TV anymore, so I haven't seen any of the the traditional Christmas cartoons. I think that's maybe what's missing from my Christmas so far. Uh, I'm guessing I can find some of them on YouTube. So yeah, that's awesome, Scuba Pete. I know exactly the Rankin Bass. Yeah, I know those specials, of course. And Raquel Briggs says, I'm making tea. Be right back. Okay, we'll wait here. The Comic Relief Crusader says, I would love to join, but I have to go figure this out. Fair enough, Comic Relief Crusader, fair enough. And I'll tell you what else I do have. I'll show you another Christmas decoration. This is meant to look like a plum pudding. See? It's got the little holly berry on there. And it's knit. It's made of yarn. It's a holly plum pudding with holly on top. And a friend of mine, Lorraine Mates, I know you're out there somewhere. Lorraine's mom. She's not with us anymore, but she made these. I'm pretty sure it was her mom. Lorraine is in Melbourne with Harry. Harry and Lorraine Mates in Melbourne right now. And they gave this when I was living over in Western Australia and working for them. They had a hobby farm. They were managing a hobby farm out in the boonies in Bunbury, Western Australia. And I lived in the donger, which is that's right, you heard me, donger. It's called a donger, and it's like a workhouse. It's like a shack that the workmen at a farm would sleep in. That's their house. That's their shack. Their shack, I guess, the workman's shack, the donger. So I guess there's a lot of dongs there. So I was in there working for them, and they were friends of mine. It was great fun, and and so yeah, I spent Christmas with them. And yeah, she gave me this that I believe her mom knitted. And inside, you can open up the bum of the plum pudding. And what do I have in there? Oh my goodness. What is that? Michelle, I should probably eat these before Mike gets here, eh? That is a Lindt milk chocolate. So yeah, thanks Lorraine and Harry for that. That was a hell of an experience living over in Western Australia, having Christmas there. Santa, in my experience, I've spent a few Christmases over every time in Western Australia. I don't think I've spent any on Eastern Australia, Eastern Australia. And Santa wears shorts. He's got the full Santa costume. And they've got Christmas trees. A lot of them are palm trees, or some of them are palm trees decorated, which is fun because there's palm trees all over southern Western Australia, where Bunbury is and where Harry and Lorraine were, where I worked. But yeah, palm trees decorated with Christmas lights and Santa in shorts. Weird. But yeah, some Lindt chocolate. And I do like plum pudding, as long as it's not too hard. That was a fun job. They had a hobby farm they were running, they were managing, and they grew apples and grapes. We were out in the middle of the boonies. There was snakes there, kangaroos, yeah, parrots. It was great. And I worked picking grapes. We weren't allowed to go picking grapes until Lorraine made us pack our pockets full of candy and gummy worms to go picking grapes. I love you, Lorraine. You're awesome. She's like a big sister to me. I don't think she's that much older, but and then the parrots would come and eat the apples as soon as they grew apples as well on this farm that they managed. And the parrots, they were called 32s because they were like 32 different colors. And they would come and try to eat the apples. And one parrot could knock out an entire row of apples in an afternoon. So my job was to take the 22 rifle and the four-wheeler and just sort of scare off the parrots. And you scare them off by shooting a few of them. And then after you shoot 3 or 4 of them, and they're really easy to hit because they're 32 colors. They're beautiful targets. And I know. My sister was upset at me shooting them too. But they're pests. They're as common as crows here. So, yeah, that was a good part of the job was just shooting off the gun and scaring off them and picking grapes and picking apples. The snakes were pretty serious. You'd get snakes coming through every once in a while. The dugites and the brown snakes, they're bad. And the king brown snakes. Plum pudding, Raquel Briggs says, is divine. Yes, it is. Plum pudding. Mr. Tinkle Truck. Oh my God. Mr. Tinkle Truck. That is what I just called you, sir. I think I'm gonna call you that from now. No, that's offensive, Mr. Tinkle Truck. I wonder if Mr. Dress Up ever referred to it as his Tinkle Truck. Oh, he might have had a tickle trunk and a tinkle truck. You never know. Thank you for joining. Great to see you, my friend, Mr. Tickle Trunk. If you know what a tickle trunk is, you know he's Canadian. And you know what? I'm not sure if you're in Ontario or not, but I just gave you a wrench, sir. I've known you for quite a while, and you're a good online friend. So there you are, sir. I didn't mean the tinkle truck. I haven't even really been drinking. This is my first drink of the day. I swear to God. Mind you, it is probably 2 shots of whiskey gone there now. Southern Ontario. I thought so. I thought so, Mr. Tickle Trunk. I thought so. All of you Americans or people outside of America, you're of course familiar with Mr. Rogers, the children's programming god in America. Well, we had the Canadian version, started about the same time. Mr. Dress Up. Mr. Dress Up had a trunk with costumes and all kinds of toys and things in that to entertain the kids. And so he called it the Tickle Trunk. So Mr. Tickle Trunk, I know that was in the 70s and 80s. So I know you're, I know you're in your 40s or so, or you're well educated either way. But sorry. Raquel Briggs knows exactly who Mr. Tickle Trunk is. I'm fairly certain we're the same age, Raquel. I might be a little bit older than you, but yeah, I know you know Mr. Dress Up. Of course you do. So yes. The Comic Relief Crusader says sipping on some Dr. Pepper right now. Cheers. I like Dr. Pepper. I really do. Cheers. Well, a little bit more. Lots of snowplow going by. He's not plowing any snow, but he's salting. That's good to see. We just there's a road here. It's sort of a secondary highway. It's not very well. It's not very well traveled, but it is maintained fairly well. So shout out to all the snowplow drivers out there. Raquel, I don't know what you did to put yourself through school, but I was a snowplow business. Well, first I was a driver, and then for a friend of mine, my high school sweetheart's father hired me on as a snowplow driver, and that's how I paid for university. And then after a few years, he decided to sell the business. I bought it from him, and that's how I put myself through school. That and some academic scholarships. But it was the snowplowing business. So shout out to all the snowplow drivers. Without snowplow drivers, let me tell you, 15 centimeters would probably shut this country down. Cheers. Oh. Now, having said that, when I lived in north of Tokyo in Japan, the trains were notoriously on time, on schedule. But if you get 2 centimeters of snow, the trains were late for some reason, always late, and traffic just came to a grinding halt. You'd be on the news. NHK News is the English news there, and you'd see traffic snarls like 25 kilometers long. It was crazy. But yeah, shout out to the snowplow drivers. Oh, I just saw Letterkenny in the chat. I am watching the chat. I can't. I don't want to read. Mr. Tickle Trunk, if you don't want the wrench, you don't have to do a damn thing. You don't have to do a damn thing with the wrench. Wipe the CD. Yes, Raquel Briggs, if you sprinkle when you tinkle, be a sweetie, wipe the CD. You know what? I worked up in a gold mine, Raquel, I know you know that, up in the Yukon with 300 guys. I don't want to say too much about that, but you would think that adult men And I heard the same thing about the women, some of the women that were working there too. You would think that adults, I'm talking about the men because I personally know about the men. I didn't go into the women's, well, unless there was stuff broken, working maintenance, yeah, I went and fixed stuff there, but not while they were in there. So the men, yeah, when you go and take a piss, either lift up the seat, fucking wipe it off. You got to check every time before you sit down. Common courtesy. You're adults. They're running $1 million pieces of equipment. You fucking can't figure out how to not get urine on this. Anyway, cheers for that. Pet peeve. Canadians, in general, are very courteous. That's the reputation we have. Not when you share a bathroom with some of them. Tell you what. Mr. Tickle Trunk, it is so good to have you here with us. Raquel as well. Clobber Times, I'm glad you're able to pop in. Just seeing you here. And please feel free. Feel free to jump on the stream if anyone wants to come on with me. I don't know if anyone's waiting in the background. I don't see any alerts. I don't see any notifications. So I'm assuming there's no one waiting in backstage to get on. All right. So Tiger Stripes in the chat says, Mr. Tickle Trunk, I will not go there. I'm assuming you're talking about, yeah. Ontario. Tiger Stripes, I know. I'll read the chat here. Tiger Stripes in the chat says, oh, wow, that's a relief. I feared it was some sort of Canadian euphuism. I can never pronounce that word correctly. Euphuism. Euphemism. Euthanasia. See, I can see euthanasia. I can say euthanasia just fine. Euphemism. I hadn't learned yet on Letterkenny. If you're not familiar with Letterkenny, it's like Trailer Park Boys. Trailer Park Boys is a classic. It's from the East Coast. I literally grew up in Fredericton, New Brunswick. So that's like from where Trailer Park Boys was filmed in central West Nova Scotia, close to Halifax and Truro. I'm like maybe a 4-hour drive from there. It's like my neighborhood. I grew up in neighborhoods and trailer parks just like that. It's not an exaggeration. People in Alberta, I think you know what I'm talking about too. Like East Coast and Alberta, we've got a lot of redneck similarities. Yeah, Trailer Park Boys wasn't that much of an exaggeration, if at all. Letterkenny, for those of you that don't know, is the Ontario version, and it's really smartly written. The dialogue in season 1 was just phenomenal. It drew me right in within the first 2 episodes. Letterkenny, fantastic show. Okay, so in the chat, low spec Linux laptop. Very good to see you, sir. Glad to have you here. And he gives the usual penguin. Thank you very much, sir, for stopping in. Raquel Briggs in the chat says, I believe we got 20 centimeters overnight. I've been shoveling for 2 days. Ooh, we did get 15 centimeters, Raquel, and then it sort of melted. Bear with me here. I'm just going to stoke up the fire, okay? We'll get some more flames going on here. There we go. There, that's a little better. Okay, so Tiger Stripes in the chat says, nope, that's exactly why I don't want to share a public restroom with men. Well, I only said men because that's what I'm familiar with. When I was a kid, I worked at McDonald's, one of my first jobs, and let me tell you, the woman's restroom every time in that instance, in that McDonald's, was way messier every time. That was back in 87, 88. And yeah, the women's bathrooms up at the mining camp, they were better, granted, yes. However, there was also only maybe 2 or 3 women in each dormitory wing using each restroom, each bathroom, where you had 4 bathrooms, 40 guys, you had 10, you had 3 times the number of men using the bathroom. So it was messier. Mind you, with women using the bathroom, you probably don't get urine on the seats too much. Maybe occasionally, but not too much. You'd hope anyway. So Raquel Briggs says, "Hey, they aren't potty trained." Yeah, you're not wrong, Raquel. I don't even want to go into talking about washing hands. Not even going to go there. And Molecular Arts has joined the chat. Thank you very much. And Edge of Time as well. Edge of Time, hello, sir. Thank you for joining me. Because I know you, I'm going to make you blue. There's no responsibility for that whatsoever. I'm going to feel bad if someone shows up that I don't know. It's like, ooh, you're the only one that's not a wrench. Sorry. But I've known you, both of you on... Ooh, thank you, Scuba Pete. Did we get a bot? Ooh, my first bot! Yeah! I'm somebody! I'm somebody! Yes, that's like, I'm somebody's bitch. Yeah, I know. You know that movie. Did we just get a bot? See, I wasn't paying attention. Wow! There's 7 people watching. I have 75 subscribers and I get a bot? Hey, that's a milestone, right? Your first bot. Scuba Pete, you are the first person to delete any comment on any of my streams. Nicely done, Scuba Pete. I will, honest to God, if you show up to the Okanagan, send me a message in BC. I'll buy you a beer, buddy. Come hang out. I've got a spare room. We can do a fireside chat. Seriously. I missed a big... What was that in the chat? Okay, Tiger Stripe says, Edge of Time says, is Newfies a word? Edge of Time, Newfies is definitely a word. It's an endearing term for anyone from Newfoundland. So yeah, it is definitely a word. Tiger Stripes in the chat says, oh no, women manage to pee everywhere, but in the bowl now and then too. But public restrooms here, men seem to pee on the floor constantly, and I drop my pants. Yeah, don't drop your pants actually and let them touch the floor too much in a men's room. That's for sure. And Raquel Briggs, thank you, as always. Sets it straight with saying, yes, Newfies is a word in Canada. Of course it is. Now, Raquel, I hadn't heard this before I moved to Western Canada at the midpoint of my life when I was about 25. People from New Brunswick, sometimes, Newfoundland, we know we're called Newfies. So people from New Brunswick, you follow me, go with me here. Newbies, right? Or in Japanese, Shinjin. Shinjin. Or newbies. I don't think we call them newbies in Ontario. I've never heard it till I moved to BC. But you tell me, Mr. Tickle Trunk. You tell me. All right. Tiger Stripes. Oh, yeah, Scuba Pete. First spot. You nailed it. Yes, you did. You're all moderators. Nicely done. You beat like 6 people. Nicely done, Scuba Pete. Tiger Stripe says, Edge of Time. I like the movie Prophecy, but don't remember a character named Jerry or a child's record. Could you be thinking of the movie The Prophecy? I know of the movie The Prophecy. I've never seen it. Raquel Briggs laughing hysterically at your reaction to the bot. Yeah, the bot. Hey, I'm excited, Raquel. You know, I don't have the experience you and Clobby do. Quite obviously. You're welcome, Edge of Time. Yes, Comic Crusader. I'm stoked. Cheers, Scuba Pete. Cheers, sir. Wow, we've been over an hour. I can't believe that. It's flown by. I'd be far more entertaining if there was someone else joining me here, but I don't see any notifications for anyone in the backstage area. But you're welcome to join anyone. The links are there. I'll drop it again in the chat if you want to jump on. And please, I believe that's the link to join backstage. I'm not certain. I don't have a lot of. This is only my 3rd live stream, so I really don't have a lot of experience. Any links, please. I know you might feel like you don't want to drop your own link in the chat. Toot your own horn. I've always firmly believed if you don't promote yourself, who else will? And I don't mean be a loudmouth. I don't mean brag or be egotistical. I think it's pretty evident. You can promote yourself. For example, dropping your link in the chat. Please go ahead. Feel free. But there's a difference between that and being egotistical. Okay. So in the chat, Raquel Briggs says, Scuba Pete definitely has friends and family here in Canada. If he chose to visit, he'd be treated as such. You're friggin' right, Scuba Pete. You may have told me, but I'm really not sure where you're based. I'm not even sure what country you're in. With a name like Scuba Pete, you're either Florida or you're an Aussie. Or from Honduras. Utila. Shout out to Utila. Scuba Pete doesn't sound like a Thai name. I did some diving in Thailand. It was fantastic. It's the only place I saw a whale shark. They're big. I mostly just saw his ass end. So he was going away from us. Okay. So the Comic Crusader says, yeah, I never heard that till I got here ages ago. Newbies. Yep. And Raquel Briggs says, I haven't heard that. Cute. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. New Brunswick people are cute. Yeah, sort of. See, my camera does autofocus a little bit. It's a new camera, so I've got a, it's a nice quality. It's got a nice ring light, but I've got to figure out how to stop the autofocus. That's annoying. And Scuba Pete says, cheers. Cheers, sir. Edge of Time says, Christopher Walken as Gabriel has a muicide? Oh, muicide that helps him named Jerry. I think the actor's name is Goldberg. Not sure what a muicide. Mike, is that you?
Hey.
Hey. The lovely cherries. Mike has just shown up. Welcome, buddy.
Cheers.
Cheers. I'm just answering the
stay
chat.
Busy, stay busy.
Yeah, well, hey, make yourself at home.
Thanks for having me.
Make yourself at home. Mike has joined. The fire seems to be going pretty good. It's thrown off a decent amount of light. Oh my God.
How come you're not representing?
Wow. Okay. My friend Mike has brought what is necessary for a Canadian Spider-Man stream. Mike, that is awesome. Wow. And he looks just like me. That's awesome, dude. Does he have an 8-pack? Okay, Spider-Man has a 10-pack. Fuck. I got some work to do, bud. That is awesome. Mike brought the representative Spider-Man. This is one of your favorite toys, isn't it, buddy?
Pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. We are going to have Spider-Man represent right there. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks for coming over, man.
Yeah. Nice fire. Good night for it, eh?
It is a beautiful night for it. Yeah. It was some flurries coming down. There's a bit of snow in the air. So yeah, not too bad. I put out the Christmas lights just to make it festive.
Looks good.
Yeah. Hey, Michelle, if you're watching, Mike made it here safe. He's okay.
Yeah, don't say anything incriminating. She
Nope.
said she'd be watching.
No. Nothing incriminating. Nothing illegal going on ever here. Not at all. Molecular Arts in the chat says, what's the temperature? It's right around 0. It's about freezing right now.
Yeah.
Edge of Time says, Newfies is a word. Yes, it is. You better believe it is. Tiger Stripes in the chat says, oh no, women must be. Oh no, I've already read that. So I got my first bot, Mike, while you were driving over. A bot came into the chat.
What is that?
And a robot goes into a lot of live streams and drops links to sex channels or channels, drops links that if you click on them will screw up your computer.
Oh.
So yeah, they're but Scuba Pete, one of my moderators, nabbed it instantly.
Nice.
And thank you for doing that, because I would not have noticed.
Thank you, Scuba Pete.
Thank you, Scuba Pete. Molecular Arts in the chat says, what's the temperature? It's right around 0. What do you think, Mike? -1?
Yeah, it's almost melty.
Molecular Arts says HTTP or RTMP. I copied it directly, Molecular Arts. So this is it right there. And Low Spectrum Linux Laptop in the chat says, it is a different aquarium now than when I was 30 years ago. Multiple whale sharks. When I was there was one. Whale sharks, I believe, are social. They do like to have more than one of them in a tank. So it's good that they have more than one now. Edge of Time says, Muicide is code for self-elimination. Okay, I thought so. Kind of like using grape for struggle snuggles. Yeah, I figured, Edge of Time. I'm still not familiar with but yeah, I get it. I'm still familiar. I'm still getting my way around some of the language that we have to use on YouTube, because if you say or type the wrong words in YouTube, they strike your channel and they hide you and they really rake you over the coals. So not cool. -1, Mr. Tickle Trunk. Mr. Tickle Trunk is a fellow Canadian. He's in Carstairs, Alberta.
Okay, very good.
North of Calgary, I believe. Or north of Calgary, I believe he said. And he says it's at -1, you don't even need a toque. Not really. No, you're in a hat.
And
a
shirt. Yeah.
Last time I was out here, though, I got pretty cold. So
it's a good fire here.
Just a second, we're gonna stoke up the fire, chat. Be right back. Yeah, man.
Nice setup you got here.
You like it, hey?
Yeah, it's good.
I've got some whiskey if you like.
Pardon?
I've got some whiskey if you like, some hard
stuff.
stuff.
Yeah, I heard you have.
But
what is that on pause? Or what?
No, it's not. It's still straight. They can probably hear some of what we're saying. It's got a lot of heat to it. It's got some good, but a lot of this I pulled down from the hill, and it's wet, eh? So it's not. You're not getting a lot of like flamey.
Throw some of your good fire. You're not gonna need everything you got anyway. If you want to make it look nice, I mean.
I was wondering
what's half a dozen pieces.
Oh, it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering if if we were going to use all that wood or not, if it was going to be a mild winter or what.
Shoot, man. Do it. I didn't even need my boots on, I guess, but no, it's a good looking fire.
Mike, if
We
you
were just, I don't know, just looking around on TV on what to do and saw your
saw
name
that I
come
was
up,
streaming, yeah,
so I said, hey, click on that.
feel free to type it, hop on and talk to the crowd and type in the chat if you want, man.
Thank you, thanks.
You can entertain if you like.
I'll
Ooh.
just be a guy in background.
Yep, you can be background guy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go.
You better.
Okay, I'm gonna go grab another piece of firewood for the fire. Just paying attention to the chat here. Mr. Tinkle Truck. Jesus, I gotta
have another whiskey.
Yeah, I know, right? Have another whiskey. His name is Mr. Tickle Trunk.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's a fan of Mr. Dressup. He's from Alberta, Carstairs, and I called him Tinkle Truck earlier, and that's the second time I've called him Tinkle Truck. So I'm sorry. I don't know his real name, but Mr. Tickle Trunk. I'm sorry, Mr. Tinkle Truck was not intentional. So he says we can hear everything you guys are saying when you're stepped away from the phone. Okay, sweet. Raquel Briggs says, I'm tapping out, sweet peeps. I need to shovel. Thank you for the company. My love to one and all. Raquel Briggs, good night. Thank you very much. Raquel Briggs is in Edmonton. She does a show with Clobbering Times. He is a up-and-coming YouTube star, cool. And she's his first mate, and she's an academic lady, and she knows more about Star Trek than I ever will. Good night, Raquel Briggs. Thank you for stopping by.
Fantastic.
Oh, shit. Sorry, Mr. Tickle Trunk is in Southern Ontario, not Alberta. Sorry, Mr. Tickle Trunk. You're right. The Comic Relief Crusader is in Alberta. I did know that. It's just talking with Mike and paying attention to the fire, I get distracted. Humans were not meant to multitask.
Sorry, fans.
I learned that in anthropology. You're not in Carstairs. Sorry, the Comic Relief Crusader. I thought you were in Carstairs. I apologize. Tiger Stripe says, I watched Scrooge, the Alastair Sim version of Christmas Carol for the first time this week. Not most people's favorite. I like Alastair's version of the Christmas Carol. Is it my favorite? I don't know. My favorite might be Scrooged with Bill Murray. I know, that's blasphemy. Are you going to get wood, Mike? I think Mike's gone to get wood because I was too slow. Ooh, Scrooge the Musical with Albert Finney. I heard that was really good. Yep. I don't think I've ever seen the musical. I don't think so. So the Edge of Time says, Tinkle Truck. Is that what Canadians call the ice cream trucks? Because the bells tinkle. Tinkle, 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 little bells. Yeah. It is now. It wasn't before. But from now on, whenever I see an ice cream truck, Edge of Time, I'm going to call it a tinkle truck. I do have booze in my hand. And you know what? Honestly, I've been averaging 5 hours sleep a night. For some reason, I just seem to stay on YouTube until about 4 a.m. every night and wake up at 10 or 9. Don't know why that is. Comic Relief Crusader says, by the way, my name is Mike, too, in Carstairs. Hi, Mike. My real name is Steve. Raquel knows that. I think most of you know that. Mr. Tickle Trunk says, Scrooge is also my favorite. Once again, Canadian Spider-Man proves that he is a man of culture and good taste. Thank you, sir. When I can, I try. It is a small world after all, Edge of Time. Tiger Stripe says, the lovely Sherry. I tried your trick, but clicking on someone's name isn't doing anything. Yeah, I haven't tried that successfully either. Thank you, Mike.
Yeah, I thought I could help you out a bit.
You
but
can.
You've got that tarped up, so I don't even know.
Just go right to the front porch.
Can't even access some of your wood. Yeah, well.
No, it's pretty tight.
Need some smaller stuff to throw up some flames.
Just a second, folks. We're going to tend to this fire. Hang on. If you watch closely, you might watch somebody get burned. And they said they can hear pretty much everything we say away from the fire.
I can hear an idiot saying, hey, did you pause that?
So if we go take a leak, they can hear us taking a leak, I guess. As exciting as that sounds. Cheers, man. Thanks for that.
Oh, I grabbed a few pieces anyways.
Oh, it's rough.
Oh, just about done that.
I am.
That looks like a good Christmas present.
I bought that with my... The rest is yours, bud. I bought that with... Cheers. That's 2 shots. I bought that with my Impo money. Right up there, yeah. We get 10 cents for that puppy. Oh, shit. All right. Folks, when you cheers in the cold, be careful. Because you can chip the shit out of your mug. Fortunately, that is not the natural side that you would drink from. I tend to drink from here. That's funny. Is it in the whiskey? Yep. It's in the whiskey.
Ah, shoot, sorry.
No, fuck it. I'm drinking it anyway. I don't give a shit.
Keep your teeth closed.
I'm a man.
Keep your teeth closed.
Men eat glass and drink ceramic. That's what we do. Thanks for coming, Mike.
Yeah, cheers.
Cheers. So, a lot of the stuff I've been seeing on YouTube in our community, people are talking about the new Spider-Man movie, the new Ghostbusters movie. I know that you and I are not allowed to go see the movies in the movie theater because we don't subscribe to the same philosophies that our government does. At least I don't. I'm not speaking for you. But I know that the movie's a long way away. It's an hour away to get here. But I'm not that, believe it or not, I'm not that thrilled on seeing Spider-Man.
Seems it's being drug into a bunch of different movies there. I think I saw at the end of the new Venom Carnage movie.
Oh, the Venom movie. Yeah. I like Tom Hardy, I guess.
Yeah.
But I think they could have played Venom a lot, like a few more movies before they brought in Carnage and.
Yeah. Have you seen it?
No.
Second one there? Okay.
Nope.
See.
Do you like it?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, it was all right.
I just care if is it well written.
Kind of campy. It was, the final fight scene was all right, you know.
I heard the final fight scene was phenomenal in Venom. Yeah, I heard that. Was it obviously CGI? Like really?
It's just a lot of Tom Hardy talking to Venom. Blah, blah, blah.
So they could have cut like half an hour out of it.
Kind of silly, seemed better as a comic.
I do like Tom Hardy though. I like that guy.
Yeah, he's did some good films.
Yeah. Nice fire. Thanks for bringing the wood, Mike. I'm not.
No, you tarped up there.
Yeah.
So that'll go for another 2 hours easy.
Yep, I think so. Yeah, I'm not gonna stream too long tonight. Like I said, I've only been getting a few hours sleep each night, so. I need to sleep tonight. Tomorrow I'll look for a job. Wake up. Right.
Sorry to hear that.
Nah, I gotta make some money eventually. Gotta make some money to flee to Mexico, right?
Indeed. Somewhere where you don't have to put on boots. Be all right.
This time last year, you were in Mexico.
Yeah,
How far from Playa del Carmen?
that's true. Under half an hour.
Yeah, nice. So you took one pair of shorts, one bathing suit, one pair of sneakers,
I took a couple.
one pair of
each.
socks,
Yeah.
one pair of underwear.
3 pair of everything, and then I wore the same thing over and over and over for 5 months. Yeah.
And yeah, spending last winter in Mexico as opposed to Canada with the lockdowns must have been a lot better.
Wonderful. Yeah, get to have an outside point of view too, not be.
Well, that's right.
Just force fed a bunch of.
You've seen the pandemic from outside of Canada.
Yeah, right.
So you have a better perspective than a lot of us.
Well, different.
And Mexico just doesn't give a shit about the pandemic now.
That's not true. They were safe down there. Everybody's trying to be safe,
But are they locking down?
No, I didn't see any of that.
Because if you don't work for a month, that's a problem down there. So that life has to carry on. Yeah.
About a hand to mouth, I guess. More so than here.
Yeah, there's some hand to mouth around here, isn't there?
There is, but.
Nice fire, Mike. Excellent addition.
Cheers. There you go.
Cheers.
Mm-hmm. What? Softer now, eh? I don't want to break the other side of your cup.
Yeah. So any of you that do rock, paper, scissors, we have just determined that the glass whiskey bottle beats ceramic cup every time. Right? So you know, glass beats ceramic. Yeah, we probably knew that. The Comic Relief Crusader is going to bed now. Thanks for joining us. I know you're an hour later, and it's 11 p.m. in Alberta. It's night time. Thanks for joining us. The Edge of Time, I think you're in England. I think you're in the UK. I'm not completely sure. 1 bourbon, 1 scotch, and 1 tequila. That is an improvement
Let's do it.
on the George Thorogood and the Destroyer song. I love that song, man.
Who will be playing here next year? Which something?
What?
Also, that's another thing that we
George
can't
Thorogood.
go see next year. Yeah.
George Thorogood's coming here?
Penticton, I guess. Yeah.
Oh, that's just down the road.
Yeah.
Well, like fuck, we're not gonna go see that. Like, good luck trying to stop us.
Yeah.
You got a vaccine? Yeah, I do. Yes, I do. Here it is. It's right in my pocket.
Is it 1 bourbon?
Why don't you take a close look?
Or 2 tequilas?
Sorry, Mike. I'm just going to read the chat for
Give her,
just a second. Yeah, I don't want to. Oh, there's 10 people watching now.
Go on, yeah.
This is a stream high. Excellent. Okay. To those that have joined us, so we have the lovely Campfire. We got my neighbor, Mike, in the background here. He's the backup. He added some lovely wood to the fire, so we got some more light coming. We've got some Christmas decorations in the background. Back on the far bank there is a wine bottle filled with LED lights that my father made. So we have some great ambiance going on here. Thanks for joining us. And in the chat, Tiger Stripe says, aw, poor Mr. Snowman Cup. Yeah, I'm still gonna, like, this. It's fine. It's got a little chip there. This cup is now for adults. If you're a child, don't use my cup. You're gonna cut yourself. This cup is now for adults. I'm fine with that. Comic Relief Crusader, good night. Edge of Time, I know you're English because Edge of Time just said it typically English, in my opinion, statement. He says, I dub thee Chippy McMugged. So you're either Australian or English. Edge of Time, actually, you might be Australian. I'm not sure. Met a lot of people in the last year. It's hard to keep straight. But that is definitely English or Australian. I spent enough time in both, I know. I love your sense of humor. Mr. Tickle Trunk in the chat says, Tiger Stripes. They didn't get a lot of it. I think they're just a little snobby when it comes to modern movies. Both Mike and Jay have different takes, though. Fair enough. I have no opinion on that, so I'll go with you in there on that. Mr. Tickle Trunk says, I'm here in Southern Ontario. Mr. Tickle Trunk, Southern Ontario. That I've spent some time there. London. I'm familiar with London, Ontario.
Do some fishing.
Fishing in Southern Ontario is good. Yep. Right, Mike. Shout out to Marshall Talbot in London, Ontario. I know you're, I believe he's the front desk manager at the Lamplighter Inn, the largest swimming pool with a roof that is retractable in any hotel in all of Ontario. The Lamplighter Inn in London, Ontario. Huge pool, river, like a natural-ish river runs right through it, right through the indoor hotel, actually. And yeah, they've got a roof that opens up. It's cool. Scuba Pete says, I just bought Weird Al tickets.
Yes.
Weird Al is touring? Really, Mike? Yeah, know. Weird Al. I hope so. I hope he's touring again. Friggin' on, man. Oh, and Edge of Time says, hi, neighbor Mike.
Hey.
Edge of Time, are you in Australia or England? I get the impression you're from England, and if you don't want to say, that's cool. But some things you say make me think you're Australian. So I'm confused. But mind you, I get confused easy, so there you go. So, Mike, have you heard anything about the new Ghostbusters movie?
No, you keep praising it.
I haven't seen it.
I've only seen the trailer. So
I haven't seen the trailer.
You've
seen more than I? No, I purposely, because you know how when we were growing up, because we're more or less the same age. When we were growing up, trailers were 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't give away too much of the movie.
Yeah.
But fuck my hat. And that's more polite than just saying fuck you. A buddy of mine, shout out to Nate Woods, came up with fuck your hat. Slightly more polite than fuck you. Fair enough. Right? So fuck your hat. The trailers now are what, 2 minutes long?
Yeah, saves you an hour and 40 minutes of
right?
going to see the frickin' film.
It literally saves you an hour and 40 minutes of your life. You watch the trailer, you just saved yourself an hour and 40 minutes. Time is money. There you go. Words of wisdom from Mike. Cheers. Glad you came over, man.
Yeah, nice fire.
Well, the fire was a little lame because there wasn't a lot of flame. Ooh, I'm a rhyming poet. I don't even know it. Until you showed up and threw some of the better wood on there. So I was thinking I needed to go get more firewood. You think I've got enough there? It's pretty fucking mild, isn't it? Like, I don't even think it's supposed to go below -10 until, like, New Year's.
You got 4 months to burn yet, at least. So
I burned through a third of my firewood in 2 months. Yeah, they're perfect then.
You don't. What's all you got? Just on the edge there? Just what's under the tarp?
Yeah.
And maybe think about using that sparingly, guy. I don't know. Firewood's a good thing to have more of and not need, yeah? You want to go out in February and dig snow to cut to the bottom of the tree.
Been there, done that, buddy.
Yeah.
We've all been there, done that.
No, I don't do that.
No, I haven't done it the last few years. You do not want to be getting firewood in February. No. What? Well, what more did you think I had? No, that's all of my
It
firewood.
doesn't even. It doesn't even look like you got a cord. You figure or what?
No, there's a cord.
Oh, yeah.
I was planning on being in Mexico in January, motherfucker.
Yeah. Somebody's got to still light a fire in this.
Yeah. Yep. And you know what? If need be, I I feel absolutely confident being able to go out in the middle of January. Well, no, that'll last till February. Say February. Middle of February. That's when it's the warmest, right? The warmest time in Canada is middle of February. So you know.
Mm,
No. Okay, that's no.
that's
No,
false
that's false.
statement.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry, man.
Yeah. Okay. Uh, but we can go out and get standing deadwood that's completely dry. Cut it down. It doesn't need to be seasoned. It's good. But no, I'm fairly comfortable with my wood supply. I've
You've done a winter here already, anyways. So
I've done a couple of winters here.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
And my brother, who's just down the road, has at least 3 cords of wood.
All right.
Right? Is Murdog? Hey, Murdog shows up in the chat sometimes. If you guys see Murdog in the chat, he is my brother.
Is that a bot?
Holy no. No,
I just-
he's not. No, Murdog is not a bot.
Yeah.
Darius Munchausen! Hail! Darius Munchausen is in Detroit. In America, and glad to see you. Darius Munchausen is a friend and someone that I very much want to meet in person. Many of the people in the chat here I'd love to meet in person. It's hard right now with friggin' COVID. If this was any other year, man, Darius, we would have already met up. Welcome. Thank you, Darius. Darius is you see the little wrench beside the...
Right.
So he's a wrench in many channels, and he's just fucking on it. So anyone that's new who's just joined us, please feel free to drop your links. Darius, put your link in the channel. I know you're a bashful guy. I know, Darius, that you don't promote yourself over the top. Please put your link in the channel. Same Edge of Time, Mega Cropper, all of you, Mr. Tickle Trunk. You
said it right? Yeah.
I did, yeah. Put your links in the chat. Please, the lovely Sherry, pop your own links in the chat, please. I'm busy with Mike and the fire and the whiskey. That's why all of you are wrenches. I made all of you wrenches so you can put your own links in the chat. Please do so. This is hard work being a YouTuber, isn't it? Holy shit.
Could be worse, I suppose.
You know, if only we were making $30 an hour doing this. Be all right. Is that a flurry? It is. No, that was totally a flurry.
No. I think he's still
Ash?
up the next road.
Oh, okay. Maybe. That's a nice fire, Mike.
Pretty foggy here. You can see.
Before I
the
moved here a
moon
couple
over.
Sorry.
Before you moved here, yes.
This fire pit wasn't really used because that we got another fire pit just over there, so we use that one a lot more. This one isn't used as much, but fuck. Tiger stripes, yes, it is still snowing. Flurries. Well, I think it's flurries. Mike thinks it's not snowing. He thinks it's ash from the fire. Who's had more whiskey, you or me?
You should watch who you listen to, even on the interweb.
I've had more whiskey, so maybe it's not. No, that was maybe ash.
No, it's ash.
Okay, but the forecast did call for flurries overnight. So you never know. You never know.
Did have to shovel this morning.
Darius Munchausen put his own link in the chat. Yes. All right, seriously, subscribe to Darius Munchausen. He's awesome. the lovely cherries. I don't know if you're still listening. If you have a YouTube channel, drop your link in the chat. Darius is the chosen one. Mega Cropper says Darius is the chosen one. You know what? Because Darius gives a shit. And as I think anyone here, all of us, I think we actually give a shit. And we just like being social. And this is a great platform to be social. I hate saying the word platform. It's overused, but
I like to stand on a platform around a fire.
yes, I know. Do you like the platform I built here? Because last time I did
pretty.
this stream, I don't know if you noticed, but I was down like here. I was down low because I was on the freaking ground. And if worse comes to shove, like the logs that I'm sitting on can be turned to firewood later on.
Nice. Yeah.
Right?
Looks like a good job.
But I'm a foot off the ground and foot thick. Oh, we have a cameo appearance. Look, everyone, it's Toby Maguire. It's Toby Maguire, everybody. Toby fucking Maguire. Yes. Now, if the CBC, and by CBC I mean Canadian Broadcast Corporation, if anyone working for the CBC ever hears this, if you want to make a Spider-Man film, I'll do it for free. And I bring my own costumes. I've got 2. I'll fucking do it for free. I do all my own stunts. You don't even need to insure me. I'm good. I'll do it. Just saying. All I need. We'll talk. Yeah, we'll talk about what I need later. Yeah, we'll negotiate later. It involves bandages, booze, and other stuff. Mostly bandages. Darius Munchausen says, it's American Spider-Man. Whoa! Where's American Spider-Man? He's probably not around here. It's too cold for him. I'm pretty sure he doesn't have winter web fluid. If you're going to be Spider-Man up in Canada, now people that live in the southern climates, you don't realize how easy you have it. Oh, why is the camera going all... Okay, there we go. When you live in a northern climate, you've got to get winter antifreeze for your engine, like to minus 40. So the coolant that you put in your radiator in your engine, you just can't add water. It'll freeze and it'll split your block. It'll split. If you put water in your engine in Canada in winter, you will split whatever kind of metal your engine block is made of. It will split. You got to have coolant. You have to have coolant down to minus 40 in a lot of places in Canada. You've got to have an electric blanket that wraps around your battery. You've got to change your fucking windshield wipers to winter windshield wipers with a softer plastic that doesn't freeze. You've got to change your snow tires. They have a softer rubber that doesn't freeze. It sticks to the ice. Just owning a car in a winter climate is fucking expensive, isn't it, Mike?
Every climate. Yeah, owning a car, period, is
yes,
of money.
But in Canada, it magnifies it. Definitely.
Depends on what
life in a northern town with music. Edge of Time knows what it is exactly.
Oh, that is true. One thing, you don't have any.
Oh, lovely cherries! Lovely cherries in the chat. Who's a personal friend of mine and a personal friend of Mike's, actually.
She's sort of friend.
She's sort of married to him. Says, hello, Darius Munchausen. Good to meet you. Lovely cherries. Darius Munchausen is a good friend. Everyone in the chat is. Edge of Time, Molecular Arts, the lovely Sherry. Low spec Linux laptop. Low spec Linux laptop. I think I've been seeing you in chat and talking to you for it's got to be a year now, man. And I know you're in the States, and I know you're somewhere warm, like I want to say Virginia. I'm not trying to call you out. I mean, you don't have to say. But yeah, good to see you here, man. Glad to have you here. What? Molecular arts? Are you a chemistry professor of some sort? Because damn it, I almost believe you, man. Molecular arts in the chat, Mike, says the antidote to ethylene glycol antifreeze poisoning for pets and humans, because pets like to lick the antifreeze puddles in your driveway because it tastes sweet. The antidote to ethanol glycol poisoning is the antidote to ethylene glycol poisoning is ethanol, which I think is rubbing alcohol. CH3-CH2-OH. Molecular Arts says, pity I can't join the stream. Why can't you join the stream, Molecular Arts? Is this not the... Molecular Arts says, ethylene glycol is oxidized to oxalic acid. Oxalic acid. I don't know oxalic acid. Okay. So this is what we're drinking now. This is alcohol. Molecular Arts, you're not kidding. You really know your chemistry. And the link didn't work. Shit. I'm not sure I have a link to get on this stream then, guys. I might have to actually subscribe to StreamYards, and then I can get links to... see, he's saying the link didn't work. So I put a link in the chat so people can come on the stream with me. So there's not only me here, there's other people. But that link that I put up didn't work. So yes.
For some people, not
that's right.
Everybody.
And Darius Munchausen, who always promotes other people, is saying subscribe to Molecular Arts, and here's his YouTube channel. And I'm just going to make sure that I am subscribed to Molecular Arts. I'm quite sure I am. Just doing that now. Sorry, Mike, I'll be right with you, bud. And I am subscribed, of course. And the notification bell needs to be turned on. Absolutely. Okay. So Molecular Arts in the chat. Well, no, let's go above that. Low spec Linux laptop in the chat says the link is not for joining stream, Canadian Spider-Man. Shit. I don't... Maybe there's not a link for joining the stream. I'm going to have to subscribe, pay a fee to do StreamYards, and then I can have a platform where I can invite other people on. Fair enough.
Money to make money.
It does take money to make money. That is true. Molecular Arts in the chat says oxalic acid crystallizes in the kidneys and kills you. Good to know. That's not like kidney stones. That's calcium. Darius Munchausen says, if you're not using a streaming service like StreamYards or Redstream, you won't be able to have guests on. Okay. Okay, thank you. Yeah, it's funny. YouTube stream services doesn't say that, eh? Thank you. Molecular Arts says, yes, I teach biochemistry at college. Biochemistry somehow carries more respect than gender studies. No, you don't have to fucking zip your lip on this channel. We talk exactly how we feel on this channel. Gender studies. Yeah, so we need a lot of that. That's good for any electrician or plumber or construction guy or computer scientist. Yeah, they all need gender studies. So, yeah, that's worth $10,000.
Or athletic swimmers.
Well, oh, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, athletic swimmers. I mean, you can go that way, too. Absolutely. Athletic swimmers, football players. Yeah, same thing. Mr. Tickle Trunk says, I got to hit the sack. I just passed out at my desk. I was wondering why you weren't in the chat for a bit there. Have a good night, Mr. Tickle Trunk. Good night. See you later. We're coming up on 2 hours. I'm gonna call it. Call it close here in 10 minutes. I mean, Mike and I obviously will carry on with the campfire. But I'm gonna call it quits here in a few minutes. Good night. Good night, Mega Cropper. Yep. Excuse me. Molecular Arts in the chat says, I hate to say this, but I wouldn't recommend young people go to college unless studying medicine, engineering, etc. The STEM subjects. You're right. Well, yes and no. Yes, science and engineering and forestry in New Brunswick would be the big reasons for going. And engineering, of course, is important. Those are the big reasons to go to college. I took a Bachelor of Arts education, but I majored in anthropology, cultural anthropology, and I learned about the world. And the one thing in 4 years that I learned to do, Mike, is I learned to read something or listen to something and judge for myself. Is it good information?
You're not talking about critical thinking?
Critical thinking,
Oh.
which is different than critical theory. Critical race theory is completely different. But critical thinking, a lot of people don't know how to do critical thinking. You're right, Mike. But we learned how to critical think in university. Exactly. Some of those are flurries. Come on,
Be
man.
careful. Yeah. Looks like there is a bit of.
There is some flurries.
Snowflakes.
There's some flurries. 6 showed up. 6. Hey, 6 is in the chat. 6, you are a mod. 6, I think is a woman, but I'm not entirely sure. Actually, I don't really care if you're a man or woman. But 6 is a wrench in many other prestigious channels. So 6, you are now moderator on my channel. That comes with absolutely no fucking responsibility, no obligation. I've had one bot. I've had my first bot. Yeah. Cheers, Mike.
Cool.
First bot. First bot. I had a robot come to my stream. And then they left.
What were you talking about?
Maker Cropper says, no bong rips tonight, Spidey. Well, funny you say that, Molecular Arts. Funny you say that, because I think it is time for a bong rip. And Darius Munchausen in the chat says Raquel Briggs was here. Yes, Raquel Briggs was here. The lovely Raquel Briggs and Clobby. Clobber and Times was also here. So happy to see them both. Sorry, I'm blocking the fire. Mike,
Help yourself.
I'm going to shut this down here in a minute, man.
Yeah, that's fine.
But some of these...
You.
Thank you. You as well, my friend. I hope we get a little bit of cold, Mike, so that we can play some outdoor beer league hockey.
Would be good.
Wouldn't it? It would be good. It's been quite warm in Western Canada. I mean, 3 days ago, we had 10 degrees in the afternoon. It was nuts.
Yeah, it was.
You might have been at work, but it was, it was warm. I did a video down by the creek here with my Battlestar Galactica Viper ship, the Mark II Viper.
Cool.
And I wore, I think I had a toque, sunglasses, and a shirt, a t-shirt. Yeah, it was beautiful. I think I had a long sleeve, like underwear, and then a shirt on top of it. And it was warm. I was fine. It was the middle of the day. It was great. Molecular Arts. Cheers to you. See, the only problem when you're doing a bong outside in Canada in the winter is you can't put water in it, as the water will freeze. So that is dry. Wow, that needed some lube. Wow, that is dry. That's basically a pipe. Because if there was water in this, it'd be frozen already. We don't want that. Edge of Time says Democrats need to legalize. Yeah, they do. Everybody needs to legalize. Edge of Time, buddy. He says, you know how I said the water would freeze in the bong? Edge of Time says put liquor in it.
Yeah.
I swear to God, Scout's honor, I thought of that.
Vodka.
I thought of that. But tonight I don't have enough liquor. I swear to God I thought of that. But I like your thinking, Edge of Time. Outside of the box, you're a practical guy. I bet you were a Boy Scout, just like I was.
Practical,
Fucking A.
man, yeah.
Well, either that or he's a serious alcoholic. Also, I can identify with that.
Practical, man.
Molecular Arts says C21 H38O2. I think. I have my contacts in. I can't see close up, but I think that's what he says. So carbon 21. Well, C21. What's C21? Oh, it's 21 parts carbon album atoms. That's a heavy element. Darius Munchausen, who doesn't drink often. I'm not going to say one way or the other. He may drink, he may not. It's not my business. Says you could put milk in it. I could put milk in it. I think tequila would be more fun, Darius. Of course.
Milk doesn't freeze compared to alcohol. Milk freezes also.
Milk does freeze because it's largely watered down in this country. See, Darius, maybe in your part in Midwest, I think where you live is called Midwest. Mid-Central. Maybe they don't water down your milk. Up here, unless you get the homogenized milk, it might freeze. Milk freezes pretty easy. They water it down quite a bit. Okay, so Molecular Arts is saying 21 carbon atoms, 30 hydrogen atoms, 2 oxygen atoms. THC. THC! Man, are you Walter White? Molecular Arts is Walter White, I bet. There we go. All right. Excuse me just for a sec. We're going to pump this fire up. We're going to pump it up. Be right back. Plus, I got to pee. THC, 30 parts carbon, 20 parts hydrogen, 2 parts oxygen. He's a fucking chemistry genius. Yeah, I'm going to shut this down, Mike, and then we'll have some breaks. I think a 2-hour stream is enough for me. I'm so happy it's not cold out. Fucking hell.
Yeah, just stand outside in a t-shirt and a shirt.
You working today?
This time of year. Yeah, I did.
When are your days off next? Wednesday, Thursday?
I got the next 2.
Cool.
Hallelujah. And then I've worked my last Saturday this year.
Oh, yeah?
I've got Saturday, Sunday off the rest of the year.
Well, the year only goes for another month.
Yeah, so I've been working almost every Saturday this year anyhow.
I know.
Well,
I'm off a lot of it. Fair enough. Wow, 30 parts carbon. So that explains why your pipe gets fucking blocked up with carbon so much. That explains why there's so much tar. Yes! That totally explains it. Wow. Molecular arts, I definitely want to have you on the stream, man. You've got some chemical knowledge that I really want to tap into. I took 1 year of chemistry at the university level. And yeah, there you go. But I'm guessing because there's 30 parts of carbon in there, molecular arts, that that's why the pipes and the bongs get so plugged up with the tar. Yeah, well, and the carbon. I'm guessing that's why. It makes a lot of sense. Low spec Linux laptop says put snow in the bong. Yeah. Not a bad idea. Why do I get the impression, low spec Linux laptop, that you know your way around a bong, as I do? I think you know, same as I do. Games Mickey and Comics RS has came in. Hello, good to join you. Good to have you join us. Yes, and drop the links, please. Drop links to your own channels. Yep, very high molecular weight aggregates. Well, that's what happens when you have atoms that are comprised of 30 or more, or molecules that are made of 30 or more atoms, right? At least. Right, we're gonna get this fire going up a little bit more. We'll be right back. Pour yourselves a drink. We're gonna be ending the stream fairly shortly. I'm gonna spend some time with Mike here, but until then, enjoy the ambience. Have yourself a drink. We'll pump up the fire. We're here to pump you up. Spark it up! Spark it up, says Darius. Fucking A.
Here, load me up with some wood then. You want to sit here for a bit?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, I'll come with you. Load you up what? Sorry?
With wood.
Yes. You want me to come with you and load you up? Is what you're asking? Yes. All righty, here we go. Get some air going here. There. All right, stand back. Oh yeah, that's the shit. Fucking around there, sorry. Ow, that's hot. For some reason, that's hot.
What?
I know, it's crazy.
Your other hand. How's your other hand there coming along? This
Good.
fine?
Yeah.
That got it too cold? Almost frostbite? What?
Almost frostbite, yep. All right, there we go.
Thanks for starting that up. That was good.
Yeah, it's really good now, isn't it? All right. So low spec Linux laptop in the chat says they made recreational marijuana legal in New Mexico this year. Nice. It's about time. Well, they know how much tax money they're going to make out of it, right? Darius Munchausen is impressed with our fire lighting ability. Okay, everybody. We're just over 2 hours here, and I think we're getting a little bit silly here, so it's probably time to shut down the stream. I've had a fair bit of whiskey, and it's been a great chat. Good evening. And no, we don't need a fire extinguisher, the lovely Sherry. No. We need more fire. More fuel, more fire, more power. But thank you for hanging out. Ooh, of course, 12 people watching now.
Well, you just stoked it up.
Yeah, I know, right? That's why.
I don't care. Whatever you want to do.
Merry Christmas, Tiger Stripes. No, I think we've had a good 2 hours. It's been a beautiful chat, nice fire, and yeah, it's a good time to shut it down. Hey, JPRPH1, hail all. That is the first time you've joined us, sir, or madame. I'm pretty sure you're a sir. But welcome here. I've known you for months and months and months, if not more than a year. So welcome. We're just having a fireside chat. We've got some Christmas decorations. We've got the fire going.
It's a beauty night.
It is a beautiful night. It's just around freezing point right now. Just around 0, -1 maybe. So we're going to shut the stream down. Um, but maybe I'll leave the video going with just the fire going for a few minutes. But thank you for being here, everybody. Glad to
Missing a good fire, guys.
yeah.
Oh, you're not missing it.
No.
Thanks for joining.
Glad to have had you here for this great fire.
Thanks for letting me join.
Oh, anytime, Mike. Anytime. Hi, Carla. Carla says in the chat, "Hi, I was sent from Games, Mickey, and Comics R Us." Hi, Carla. I've seen you before. I think you're a wrench, and I think I've seen you earlier today. So you're a wrench for them. You're certainly worthy of being a wrench for this channel. We have, well, virtually no standards, really, Mike. So yeah, welcome. Welcome. Merry Christmas, everybody.
And with no standards, I might be back.
Exactly. If there's no standards, I might be back. So Mega Cropper in the chat says, "Thanks, Spidey, Mike, and chat. Thank you. Cheers. Happy holidays. I'm glad you like the ambience. So do we." JPRPH1 says, "Sorry, I missed it. Sounds like you're wrapping up. I love the late night campfires." Well, I'm not gonna mess with the chat too much. We'll let the fire burn here. I'm gonna have a drink with my buddy. Thanks for being here. Oh yeah. I'll turn the volume down so that we. Volume's at half. Unless we go to the mic. No, that's way down. There's more whiskey than I need to drink. Can I go? Well, that's not true. There's more whiskey than I planned on drinking. There's good enough. I was gonna go to the Emporium. No, if I get a bottle of rum tonight, half of that fucker's gonna be gone. I said, I've got 10 shots of whiskey. That doesn't do it. 4 ounces of weed. If that doesn't do it, then I don't know what's going to. Yuppers.
I got a couple more beers. I've got another 2-liter.
I got a case of beer in the fridge. It plays, but I'll replace it. Yeah, thanks for the cooler the other day, man. That was awesome.
Nice little fire here. Yeah, I didn't want to interrupt your thing.
Dude, I invited you on purpose.
Well, you did. Yeah, you invited me. I want to be background guy.
If there's 2 people in a stream other than just one, the viewers go up every time. Not like I'm ever going to do this for money, like I care, but it's entertaining. And if there's 2 people, it's always better. But you're welcome anytime, man. Anytime you see me online, just come over. If you're going to bring action figures, fuck yeah. Oh yeah, that's not a joke. No, never. I don't even tell them. I say we're in the Okanagan. You see it before it hits the dump.
I wanted to. I intentionally fucking ignored it. The guy said this is a process. The city is doing for it. So he's doing like escalated because so I went, okay, I stopped the driver, did everything in a higher car.
That's right. Yeah, he doesn't care. He's
Okay.
Just put it by the hour.
Then see you later. Finally, I'm on phone. Yeah, I always fucking read shit. You know, that's how you get better. And taking all the trusting stuff because of the just the donation very different fucking
$1,200 a piece, right?
some of them probably could be but anyways,
Oh boy. Somebody was really upset about that. Should have picked up those. Yeah, they totally should. Oh.
I have the good job.
Of course it is. They must have. It's funny, man. It's funny. Okay. Ooh. We have someone new here in the chat.
Your mic's down, you said.
Yes, thank you. There we go. Whoa. John Pontorio. Pontorio. I'm definitely not pronouncing that correctly. John in the chat says, I'll let this play to give you ours. By the way, G3 John Pontorio. Oh, okay. For some reason, my phone logs in on my Gmail and my TV logs in on my AOI, America Online, but twice the likes and twice the hours logged, I guess. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
That's cool.
So JPRPH1 is actually John Pontoriero. Wish I could pronounce that correctly. Thank you very much, sir. And since you are also JPH1, I'll give you that. And yeah, we've just about 2 hours, 20 minutes here. And I think it's been a great evening. It's been a good fireside chat. Cheers. I did say that we cheers the fathers earlier, and I did say that we would cheers the mothers later. And here it is. Cheers to all the moms out there. Merry Christmas. Because I know most of the Christmas present wrapping in my house was done by Mom. Cheers to the moms. Cheers. Have a good night, everybody. Thanks for joining us. And for Mike and I, have a good night.
Take care.
And we will be seeing you later from British Columbia, from the Okanagan in British Columbia. We're saying have a good night, everybody. John, yep, I got you, man. Darius, cheers. See you later, guys. Molecular Arts, thanks for being here. Darius, JP, I'm guessing your friends maybe call you JP. I can call you John. Um, whatever you prefer. I'm easy. Thanks for being here. Have a good night.
Lovely cherries. I'll be home half an hour, hour and a half, something.
Yeah.
3 hours, something.
Lovely cherries. He'll be home before morning. I'll get him home to you before morning. Have a good night. Good night, everybody. Thank you very much. JP or John? Okay. John. All right. Good night, man. Thanks for coming. Thanks for being here, everybody. Low spec Linux laptop says bye. Check out Nemophile channel if you like rock/metal. Hey, low spec, do you have a link you want to drop in the chat? There's 9 of us in here. Drop the link in the chat if you want, man, before we go. Because, yeah, what do you mean if you like rock and metal? Hey, Mike, low spec Linux laptop.
No, punk only.
Yeah, we only like punk. It's punk or nothing. No, we like rock and metal. I think low spec Linux laptop is on the East Coast of America. Pretty sure I know where. I won't give you out. But yeah, cheers to you, man. Hopefully you're not too cold where you are. All right.
Put some tunes on. Enjoy the evening.
Yep. All right, we're going to put on some music. And since I will get busted by YouTube if we play music and have it on the live stream, they will bust me for that. We're going to end the live stream. We're going to put on some music. We're going to finish some bottles of alcohol. We're going to have some fun. We're going to sing some Christmas carols. And I'll see you next week. Now that we got this going, I don't know. I kind of want to do this next week. Same time.
Yeah.
Same bat time. Same bat channel. Yeah, we'll do this next week. Same time.
I did see somebody wanted that.
Yeah.
Somebody suggested that.
Yeah, okay. Well, next week it is then. We even put on some... I'll wear my Christmas sweater. I've got a homemade ugly Christmas sweater I'll put on. Maybe even a Santa hat. We'll see. Low spec Linux laptop says, I am 7,000 feet elevation in New Mexico. Well, you're nowhere near the East Coast of America. When did you move? Yeah, okay. New Mexico. I've not been to New Mexico. Been to Colorado. Not New Mexico. There you go. Yeah, Tiger Stripes. Tiger Stripes in the chat, who I've been talking with online for at least a year now, says, my suggestion. I think it would catch on. I think she's talking about a weekly Fireside chat. Yeah, well, we'll see if Mike's available every week. We'll see. We'll see if the lovely Cherries can bring their laptop on, and then 2 of us can stream together. We'll see. But have a good night, everyone. Happy holidays. And yeah, make sure you keep your stick on the ice and keep your tinder dry, if you know what I mean. Oh, yeah. you don't know what that is, you should. Bob and Doug McKenzie, the Great White North. Time for a refill. See you guys later. Thanks for being here. Cheers.